Hello, and welcome back to Wanderful, a somewhat D&D podcast. This is your lovely DM, Tyler, and I'm joined by the three good boys, Kyle, Matt, and Jeremy. Say hello, you three.
Hello.
In the arms of my dead dad.
I didn't want to come in too excited or too happy because this was a crazy episode we're coming off of with the downfall of Silver, a.k.a. Pyle, and his deceased father, Hemorrhoid. Rest in peace, Hemorrhoid, for real this time.
And Grimroid.
But,
Grimroid and Pyle.
So you
killed
all
the whole family. That's new for us.
Upon killing this creature, had some crazy visions. I had you all listen to it one-on-one, so you didn't all get to hear everything you heard. You don't need to share all of that right now unless you all feel like you would. I want to remind you that this room seemed stable, but rocks were falling, stuff like that.
I have
real
a
quick
question
though,
about
before you all go on, while you ask that question, Kyle, can you make an Arcana or Religion check?
I realized that it seems like there were probably details you would have given me had I asked, and I hadn't thought to ask at the time. So I'm wondering if there's any way that I can roll to refocus on the vision or to remember the vision.
I think we can just kind of talk if it's something just would you have seen it or something like that.
So the vision you gave me, the only way I could have seen
Dirty 20.
Whoa,
Dirty 20. Cool. I will get to that in a second then. Jeremy, go ahead.
I'm assuming I would have had to have seen a lot of scenery in order to see the full. Could I tell what season it was?
So you can tell that it was coming from the north where it was snowier, but where you are is just general field,
yes,
green grass.
But was the grass green? That's why I was because I'm assuming my understanding of the climate is there's the snowy mountains, but then there's most of the rest of yonder is kind of a combination of forest and plains biomes.
Yeah.
So with that, I feel like I would be able to tell what season the fields were in just from the fact that this is the biomes that we've been traveling in, and I
I think it looks
at the very least what I
here's my question. Here's more my question to you right now. Given and I don't mean what would Alandi know, more me asking you, do you know what season it is right now in the game?
You haven't told us.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever mentioned it.
Actually, then here's my question. And I think it's the only thing, because Alandi is not a bookid.
We have mentioned it, but only in our holiday episodes. The only time we've ever mentioned seasonal.
That is fair. That is very fair. Yeah. So it seems like either it's the same season or it's not a time of year where it's drastically different.
Okay.
But I do want to say, Jeremy, I don't want to dissuade the line of thought or the thinking and all that. Just
it's literally Alandi.
You can't. Yeah.
Alandi's trying to figure out if there's a premonition or what's happening now or
I think I know I said this to Bon. I feel like I said it to you, but in case I didn't, you kind of couldn't tell if it was happening now or in the future or in the past.
So that is what you said, which is why I was trying to figure out what season was it? Maybe that'll tell me some kind of information. But
yeah, fair.
It's not going to change what Alandi's doing. He's just trying to make his message to the king as accurate as possible.
Bon, with your successful check, and y'all can hear this too because Bon's going to deliver this information to you shortly after.
Yeah, because I planned on not holding any of what I said back. I was going to do that. And Bon tells them.
You learn that these visions were somehow delivered to you by Dahlia via some sort of spiritual magic.
Interesting.
some sort of strong spiritual magic, something that you've not seen before.
I wanna try to reach out to her in some capacity.
Give me a if you're gonna try to message.
But I think that means I have to be closer to her by accident.
Let me read.
Because messages I have to see them, I believe.
Do we have anybody with
you don't have to message.
No.
We have a fucking phone. She has a phone.
Oh yeah, the one. Duh. Yeah,
Wanderphone.
bring Wanderphone. Hello.
Does she have one?
I know
y'all have spoken. No, so y'all talked to her. Y'all talked to Gareth before, when y'all were away before, and then you got that phone back.
Yep. So
I'm not sure if we've spoken.
Do you think we could have linked up at any point with just a specific contact from Thandor?
Probably. I thought you did have.
I don't have.
Wait, hold on. Didn't I give someone a phone one time? I think I bought somebody.
Maybe y'all fucking did. Listen, this is the problem with introducing phones in your game and in your world.
Yeah,
I don't remember who has one and who doesn't.
Yeah. I feel like we would have at least had some
I
sort
know
of
one
contact,
person who does.
There is a castle phone somewhere.
Yeah.
That Joe Blow guard like hello. So you're going to call and try to get a hold of Dahlia?
What I was gonna say before that though, I don't know if there's a check for it, but if there's some kind of way I could dial in on the phone and also do my fucking third eye and try to long distance call her.
Okay, so you're gonna try to just call. So we'll just say someone at the castle has a phone, because I can't remember who we've said does and doesn't have phones.
I'm holding my new magical focus, the fan. I've got the eye going. I've got the phone, and I'm thinking Dahlia.
Someone at the castle answers.
So I'll say someone at the castle answers. Let's say
Castle Vandor, how can I help
you get a hold of a secretary that's like, hello, what can I do for you?
Hi, yes, it's me, Bon. Could I speak with Dahlia, please, or maybe
King Otto.
I was trying to make my brain work. King Otto?
Let me go ahead and
they'll know who it is.
Yeah, I'll go try to get a hold of him. 1 second. And then she disappears for a few minutes and comes back and says, I'm really sorry. King Otto is really in the middle of something. And he actually does wish to speak to you soon as you're. No, they're preoccupied. Yes. Although I know that you are on a quest for the king, so hopefully y'all will be speaking soon. I would imagine.
Oh yeah, we fucking nailed it.
Did you guys need to say? Hang on, wait 1 second. We did the quest. Yeah. You guys need a message? Want to leave a message? Did any of you want to leave something for them?
Carveth says hi, and
Carveth says hi.
Okay.
I should probably mention.
Wait, hold on. Carveth says hi, and okay, go ahead.
There's a big fuck off army coming from the north. Figured you should know more details when I get there.
Wait, there's an army coming from the north?
Oh, I guess I didn't tell you guys either. That was my vision.
Yeah. Just let them know that we got the vision.
Tide has an army.
We saw them fleeing. Apparently, there's an army coming. What did you see, Carveth?
Ooh.
And Carveth can't quite remember. It was a little foggy. He says a lot of flashing.
Yeah. That's what it is.
A lot of crazy flashing imagery.
Yeah. Okay.
Carveth
this
looks
is alarming.
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is alarming. I'll get this back. I'll get to them, and
thank you so much. And what was your name again?
Carolyn.
Well, Carolyn, when we get back into town and we get this all sorted away, I'll have them send one of those big fruit bouquets to your front desk. Are you allergic to any specific fruit?
No.
Okay, sick. You're going to get one of the ones with the crazy strawberry pinwheels and like pineapple, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, bye-bye.
No, hold on, Bomb.
Bye. Click.
We need to make sure she sandwiches the good and bad news.
She's gonna.
You trust?
She's a
You know what?
professional.
She's a professional.
She's a professional.
You're right. I'm
Professional
doubting.
message taker.
Thanks,
Thank you, God.
Thanks, God.
So so you hang up.
Yeah, as soon as I hang up. Hey, what's this talk about a dark army coming? Because I also found. I thought I was going to be the first one to spill the tea.
Should we start walking?
Yeah, let's walk and talk. And so we share the information.
Well, hold up, because a number of things are going to happen. One of which being, as soon as you leave this room, you are met with the fuckboys again. So
I forgot about the fuckboys.
More people. They let you know that the door, they tried to get in, but the door had been sealed from the inside, locking them out. So they did try to join the fight. However, they were unsuccessful with picking locks.
It was child locked. I get it.
That's totally fine. I mean,
of us.
it was honestly. I think I'm more comfortable that you guys weren't in there, because holy shit, that shit was so fucking crazy. Like Bond almost died. Like for real.
Yeah,
That was not good. And Bond's
it doesn't
our healer.
look great.
Yeah, and I almost died too. I'm at some things are broken. Like
actually, if you guys want to make it up to us, there's like a little mini quest that you could go on. There's definitely a mom that we need to deal with. That's just if you guys want to tackle that.
Why would you send? Hang on a second.
He means Hemorrhoid's wife.
Everybody needs a first mission.
Pyle's mom is what he means.
Yeah.
Not your mom.
No, our mom is our
I
mission.
thought he was saying y'all's mom.
I heard mob, like you were sending the children to fight the army. You were
no. I mean, I'm just saying there's
the fun.
Did you mean Pyle's mom?
Yeah, I mean Pyle. Like there's we've got a 66% on completing this particular side quest, and they can go ahead and finish that off for us. Presumably she's evil. Like double check that she's evil, but like,
I mean, we didn't double
statistically, the family is evil.
So what's the plan? Do y'all want to come back to our place, debrief, rest, or are y'all splitting off?
Oh yeah, I definitely need the rest before we do any sort of journeying, because holy fuck, like I think I broke like every fucking bone I have in my body.
Because we can just cut to their lair. Y'all can take a long rest, and then we can chat there. They can get you there safely and all that.
They've got one of those cool thermonuclear tubs.
What do you guys eat here?
Bugs,
mushrooms, lizards.
Hang on, we had a pizza party.
Oh, we did have a pizza. Also, what is pizza?
Wizard Pizza Tower. They deliver here.
Yeah.
Hungry? Eat some pizza. I've been listening to fantasy fiction in preparation for our 100th episode special.
Can we order some pizza? Because
we can.
God.
Well, y'all might have to. I don't have a credit card because I'm just a kid.
Do they not take cash?
Credit card.
Wait, the Dark One. Are you still stealing credit cards?
I've got gold.
What the fuck is a credit card?
Oh, gold will work. Gold will work.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll chip in for the Za.
Yeah.
I want. Oh, I accidentally rolled the D20 for some reason. It's an animal handling check. I guess on the pizza.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
The pizza's a beast.
The pizza's a mimic. The pizza's a mimic.
we all head back to Fuck's Fuck Cave and get some rest. All of you can take a long rest, heal all the way back up, all that good stuff.
Can I have my shit?
We ordered some wizard pizza and some absolutely insane bread.
You order some pizza however you want it. I will say that Bon, I think you probably have like a little bit of not like a limp, but like you were fully impaled during that fight. So like your HP is back up, but if you try to do some cool shit, I'm probably gonna like give you a little bit of like a minus or a something.
Yeah. I fuck with that. No, listen,
because I want there to be some sort of stakes.
Yeah,
for sure. He's got the cool anime guy thing going where like he's got the robe top over it, but not the unders. And you can see like the bandages and like instead of blood, it's wet with water because that's how Bond works.
Yeah, of course.
And he's just kind of like, just really hot. Abs are all on display. It's really awesome.
Yeah. So the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you And maybe even Brad Pitt if y'all wanted Brad to be a part of this.
I like Brad.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
cool.
Brad's chilling too. So the 9 of you,
honestly,
are all
I'm just proud of
sitting-
him for getting out of his pit for so long. He seems like a shut-in, and this is really good for him.
Hey, he's seen a lot in you guys, y'all, you know. So the 9 of you are all sitting and chatting, and if y'all feel comfortable sharing your vision stuff in front of everyone, that's great. If you don't, however much info you want to share, that's up to y'all. None of these characters have done anything to make you feel distrustful towards them, but that's obviously still up to y'all.
Well, if we're just gonna, I'll go ahead and share my vision first, because one,
yours seems
honesty
the most
is the best policy.
scary.
I know that seems crazy coming from a rogue who is notorious for lying, but I've decided to be honest now. We're gonna run with that and see how it goes.
Now is the time. Everyone, hey, the guys out there, the parade, come on in. He said it's happening now. Hang on, no, don't worry. The big novelty check's right outside.
Is there really a novelty check?
No, there isn't one. I'm glad you decided to be honest with us, but you have this habit of being honest and then making the worst, most obvious lie after being really, really forthcoming. So it's not like you haven't been honest. It's just you'll say some cryptic shit oh, I don't know, an army's coming. But no, an army's not. I mean, a group of guys.
It's like
a coalition.
It's like a proper army. I got bird's eye view. It's like a proper fucking army. The Tide is leading, and I think they have both of the little relic-y things that were in the mountains, if I remember correctly.
The congruence?
Yeah, the spare ones.
Pieces?
I don't know, maybe.
God, is that right?
So you saw 2 blue floating or glowing orbs floating above them, radiating a powerful necrotic energy. You do know from the lobster, aka Shelly,
that the other pieces were up there.
There were possibly two other potential congruences. So that would be a total of 3.
Oh,
yes.
Shit.
At least my assumption is fair, is that Alandi would just assume that those 2 floating magical orbs are the 2 floating magical orbs like the other magical orb that we've seen.
Oh, okay.
So they're coming down with 2 floating magical orbs.
So let me back up and say you have seen accurate artist depictions of what they look like. They looked exactly like the congruence you've seen in drawings from Duradera.
Yeah, I saw a vision them coming down from the mountains with both congruency pieces that they don't have. I think the third, I didn't see them having the third one. Do we have the third one? Well,
that's what I was going to say. I think they may have. No,
I think we gotta go get one. Or no. Didn't our mom steal it? No, the congruence was not inside us all along. I refuse for that to be true. I reject that reality.
The congruence was in purgatory all along.
Actually, no. I know for a fact we don't. No, we.
It was the friends that we found along the way. That was the congruence, right?
Jamiroquai is not the congruence.
And Jamiroquai is saddened by this.
Oh my God. Jamiroquai, he didn't mean that.
Listen, it's better that you're not, because my grandma told me I got to break it up into little pieces and scatter it across the desert. So if you were the congruence, that would not be good.
That's a good point. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I had, in my vision, their whole base of operation got fucked up, and it looks like the cause of them fucking with one of the congrui. I'll say congrui.
I like
congruni. I think congrui.
Congruni seems fun.
Congroup?
Congruni.
Is congroup anything? It's a group of congruents.
Congruencies?
The continuity of congruity.
The congregation.
There it is. That's it. That works. I like that. One of the congregation, it went all sideways, and their base had a giant blue spike that seemed to be continually growing out of it, or at least teeming with that power.
So I said a blue crystal had overtaken their abandoned lair. I more mean in not like one giant crystal, but like a layer of crystal and fractals and all that. Yeah, like it had been turned into a geode.
Yeah, I think they tried to do something with the congruence in their base of operations. That went south, but they learned from that and they left.
Oh, where
and
was
then
the
I
base?
think that's what causes them to be with their army.
So I wasn't gonna do it like this, but I think it only makes more sense because you'd be able to, if we had recorded this like immediately after beforehand. I'm just gonna read out what each thing was, just because it would be fresher.
This feels weird.
It would be fresher in your mind than it is at this moment.
You're good.
So I'm just going to read. Alandi, yours was, you see an army of cloaked figures march from the northern region of Yonder. In the back of the army, you see a palanquin with 3 figures sitting atop it. 2 glowing blue orbs float just above them, radiating a powerful necrotic energy. Bond.
Don't remind.
Hold on, really quick. Can I just say, I feel like I
Go
fucking nailed remembering.
You did a good job.
I'm very proud of myself. Anyway,
Bon, I only want to read yours out because some of the wording, whether or not
your wording
you
matters,
need to take things literally or not, is up for debate, but wording could be important. It said, you see the tide, packed bags leaving their lair. As they disappear into the distance, a blue crystal overtakes their abandoned lair, but a powerful energy remains.
Oh.
So they probably did something at their lair.
The order is
they were leaving after the test results. They probably didn't know that the crystals were going to take over their base when they left.
No. I think they did. I think they.
Then so
we need to go to their abandoned base because there's something there that they made a crystal explode around.
Am I cutting out or something? I don't
think so.
Okay.
No, what were you saying?
No, I feel like I don't know. Continue. I don't.
No, Kyle, I hear you. I'm not speaking into anything either of you are saying because y'all disagreeing on exactly what I'm trying to say with this is initially why I wanted to leave it more ambiguous, because both of you are coming from understandable readings of this phrasing.
So
neither of you, I feel like, are directly misreading anything.
Let me ask you this then, as you're explaining what you said with the thing. When those pauses are happening, the tide is packing their bags and leaving. This thing. These are different times happening. Like I'm confused as to why.
So let's say it's all happening at once. Let's say I'm looking at a frame. The tide is leaving their lair. As the tide disappears from frame, then blue crystal overtakes the abandoned lair, but some sort of energy remains there.
Okay.
You see,
also, the lair is similarly in the mountains, like the snowy northern region, as it has been described multiple times.
Okay. I mean, obviously they're connected. I don't know. I feel like my train of thought's off now. I'm too confused.
So fair. I see. So, Bon, I hear your vision.
I don't.
I don't. I see your interpretation that they did
something happen with the congruence. They left after it. Whether or not the circumstances of what happened was good or bad or beneficial for them, I don't think it has anything to do with their leaving the base, is what I'm gathering now.
No.
Not Bond, but Kyle.
So I will say to Kyle, obviously, you all don't have all of the information yet. And that's why these questions are worth discussing.
Right.
So my thought is...
It's not to say I don't want to,
If the base got crystalled over... and you could tell that there was a strong power still in there. To me, that feels like they're covering up a weakness. You know what I mean? If I was a bad guy,
it's to divert.
If I was a bad guy and I had some kind of kryptonite artifact thing that would fuck me up, I would put it in a giant crystal and fuck off.
Maybe. Oh, my theory. I do like that theory. We'll put that one on the board, and I think Bond literally has a little chalkboard. And Bond has theory number 1 of these visions is hiding secret weakness and trying to get plans on the move before we figure out that weakness. That's number 1. I like that a lot. Number 2, they did something. It was as expected or even better than they hoped. Left, there was a side effect that they aren't worried about that may have deeper consequences than even they are.
The crystal's going to keep growing and they just don't give a shit.
Or even worse, what if the more they use it and this army uses it, the more they start to become crippled by it? Who's to say? Why would they leave their base of operations if it was still safe to inhabit? Right?
Yeah.
Maybe where they use the congruence begins becoming fouled by its magic, and they can't stay there because it's fucking with it's like fucking with their whole steez, because it's like you trying to make a controlled fire and that fire gets out of hand. It's like, yeah, you could potentially stop it if you catch it in enough time, but they're not really worried about it because their whole goal is burn, burn, burn.
Okay,
but would they want to burn from like where they're like coming from? Like,
no, I don't think that was intentional. I think this is a byproduct that they're like, well, if this is going to happen here, why not go tear up as much as possible and let the side effect happen, causing even more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, I think
like they're like, well, we fucked over our stuff, but we could kind of use this thing that's like bad.
So I think our next like steps are kind of. I think we should pause this because it might be a situation where like it doesn't matter necessarily, and we can find out when we get there. Here's my thought. I'm assuming we all want to go north because that is where our mom went. We want to go north into the mountains. That's just me. I definitely want to. I'm assuming you do as well. I do want to stop by Thandor to warn them properly about this the vision of the army I had. Why don't we?
Would that not have come from them? Because like they were warning us, right?
No. She just
you know that Dahlia in some way
sent
this vision to Bon.
Just because we had the vision doesn't mean that she knows the information.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Like she
if I give you ashwagandha, whatever happens to you from that, I don't know.
I believe this was a premonition of things to come.
That is like exactly what I was trying to get at, actually, though. Thank you, Jeremy.
No, I believe some of these things may not be chronologically all in the same place, like happening within the same moment. Yeah. But I do believe these are premonitions of things yet to come. Like this might be. I'm thinking the base thing happened already. The army is being built as we speak and heading this way.
Well, my thought
They're
is
not
like
this way yet.
I think we should go to their base.
Yes.
And see if it's abandoned, because that'll also help us figure out when the time
I agree. We do need to go back to Thandor.
I say we go to Thandor, then we go try to find their base in the mountains, because that means we're going to get to look for Mom. We're going to get to go find the Tide stuff. We might get to steal a cool thing in a crystal. Like, it's all wins in my book.
Hear me out, though. If there's like a whole army coming to like, attack the city that's done so much for us, like, do we not want to stay there and like...
That is exactly why I said we should go back to Thandor. He can warn his gang to come and join in with Thandor's army. Any of our allies we can call to come help.
But would we not need to be there? That's what I'm saying.
We're just 3 dudes. Like...
Yeah,
you're also making a lot of assumptions.
I love Thandor.
Based off of limited info.
I love the second floor of Thandor that was just installed Duradera. There's a lot of people.
Yes.
And they're not all responsibility in that, like, that's not our bag. We've got a lot of friends there who are very powerful. We should share our information with them. But like,
they're
not our
responsibility. Whole thing is, I mean, no, they're not, but like, they are like they're not our responsibility, but this isn't that the right thing to do is like stick up for people like if we're there we could we could be the difference makers.
The army, what's happening with the army and Tide all seems directly tied in with us, the congruency, our mom. So to me, us pursuing our personal quest is actually the most beneficial thing we could do for them. Yeah, because we don't know what's going on.
And Jamiroquai speaks up. He says, yeah, and I don't want you to view this as, like, I mean, kind of like you're saying, I don't want you to view that as you abandoning us. Like, we're able to bolster and reinforce ourselves, but from what you guys are saying, it sounds like we don't even know when that's going to happen. Right. Are you just going to stay in Thandor until something happens?
Exactly my thought. I don't think
that doesn't feel like a very
and that's assuming the army is coming for Thandor.
That is also fair.
The army is coming. Hey, the army's coming for us.
That's also fair. That. Us leaving Thandor might make it.
Us
safer.
Going back to where they left is going to make them have to double back.
If anything,
That's
It'd be
like
crazy
a
if they were
perfect
chasing
plan.
us with an army. Honestly, that makes me feel pretty cool. If there's a whole army chasing me,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
that's pretty dope. Jeb's pretty cool. But Corvette, I think you need to reframe how you're thinking about it. We're not leaving them behind. We're trusting them to hold our flank.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Like, I know, like, my whole thing is, like, I don't want to, like, be the reason that we lose people. Like, I care about these people. Like, at this point, they're also family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I do. That's why so, like, here's my question to you. Whenever we're in a fight, do I stand in front of you and not let you engage and keep all the bad guys away from you and don't let you interact at all to protect you?
No, but you definitely get beat. Well, no, actually, honestly, you go right in the middle of people just like I do. But for some reason, they always fucking hit me.
Dude, I don't know.
They never
either.
hit you.
I've got a fancy suit on that like
They tried to
attracts
hit him,
them,
but
and I hit a button and
they
it,
just
all right, do a
couldn't.
thing and it fills up. Like, I'm trying to make myself as attractive to hit as possible, and they just don't fucking touch me. I don't know.
But I don't see Carveth. I don't really see why you think that like we all would see this as you abandoning us.
No,
Like,
I see where he's coming from. I think he might just be being a little too overprotective. In that, like, you gotta believe in your family members. I believe in
a lot
you and
more
Ron
people
during
are
a
gonna
fight.
die if we're not properly prepared for what's coming.
But did Alandi? I can't believe you just said that though.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not gonna learn from this.
Wait, what did he
lesson.
just say? I didn't even hear him.
I refuse to take anything that I've just said. Just because I can tell you what to do does not mean
what
I
did
can
he say?
also do it.
He said he's something about being overprotective.
Alandi, king of overprotectiveness. I will not learn this lesson, but I can teach it.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, and Jamiroquai, I get what you're
Well,
saying.
how could
like,
you? I'm right.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it. Maybe we just need more information. I mean, that's not a maybe. We definitely need more.
Definitely
information.
need more.
Worst
information.
case
Definitely need more
scenario?
information. So we could talk about it all fucking day. But you know,
Worst case scenario, we're one call away.
yeah. Well,
We're only one call away.
Alandi, just promise me this because.
Superman.
Like, I don't know how to say
Rubbing your
this
nipples.
in the nicest way
know.
possible, but like, I know pretty much your entire goal this whole time, and like, it's been our goal, but like, I definitely know that you're more attached to it than, you know, everybody else. But like, if I had to choose between like looking for our mom and like saving people that I've definitely interacted with every single day, like, I don't know. I just think that I guess what I'm trying to say is I would choose the other people. Is that a weird thing to say?
I'm gonna put that one in the vault, and he walks off.
Oh.
Alandi refuses to process that thought.
I think I just fucking broke Alandi.
Yeah, Alandi fully like leaves the conversation. It's just like, I'm putting that in the vault, and he walks off. He is not.
Damn.
He is not processing that. He is not processing that.
Just not processed.
He made an active decision. He's like, I am not going to think about it.
Nope. Jesus Christ.
I hear what you were saying, just in that
Yeah.
you've definitely a number of
there's-
times played up the angle of Carveth not being as connected to your mom as the others. I think that's
Yes.
totally valid, totally
Yeah.
makes sense.
And I think-
I also think it's totally valid for Alandi to respond with like a fuck you.
The way he just did, yes.
Yeah, very valid.
No, I totally get it. I totally get it. Like, I'm definitely not
I'm putting
mad.
this
Like,
clarification
yes,
in the episode
yes,
so
yes.
that listeners can understand in case
Yes.
they don't for some reason.
Well, Carver's
You're not
thinking
just-
about some stuff. Carver's
to
got
be
some stuff in
clear,
his brain
It's
right now.
it's a very
Alandi
valid,
didn't
almost
believe that
like
conversation is like a fuck you.
no. But you, it felt like you left so that it didn't turn into a fuck you.
No, well, Alandi just chose not to process it at all. There was no reaction because that conversation didn't exist.
I read that more as you trying to exit the conversation before it could turn into
that is
a
correct.
fuck you or
Gotcha.
something.
That is absolutely correct.
Yes.
Alani was like, this is a conversation that I am not mentally equipped to have. I'm leaving.
But I think it's a very valid and understandable thought for Carveth to have. I just want to, I just do want to give Matt the validation of it's consistent with your character, all of that. Great job. Also, fuck you.
Jesus Christ.
I do think there is something to be said for the notion that Alandi is probably the only one who is really invested, because he's the only one who like had parents for so long. And then they just disappear. Like, because I think we established he was like
you were like 12,
or was I was 12 or so? Yeah,
you were like around 12. I think.
No, I think you were 9.
I think I was
when
9.
You first
Bond was like, I think 7.
You were the only one who was really old enough to remember like meeting them.
I got a childhood with them.
Well, you also had a childhood without them, but
it's
like
fair,
before them.
But like, he sees it as like,
that's formative years. All right. So we just wrapped up talking about what plans were as far as those visions, and I think where we landed was going back to Thandor first to, at the very least, make sure everyone knows what is happening or is going to happen, potentially find out any information from whoever could give us information about any of this and all that, and then
get our reward.
It seems like get your reward, because this was a paid mission.
Hell yeah.
And then it seems like we're planning probably on trying to go investigate north.
My Alandi's plan.
Carveth is the one that's really unsure.
Alandi's plan, if the rest of Jeb will go along with it, is that he wants to go exploring north in the mountains. 1, to look for clues about our mother, and 2, to try to find that crystallizing base, or like if it hasn't happened yet, just find their base. Like, we know they have a base in the mountains, and we should go find it and fuck it up. Or
I think we should also go to Thandor, like you were saying, and warn them. / like, I was gonna put in a call to the Twist. You put in a call to your boys, the gang you put together.
Well, I can just they're in Thandor now. I can just go.
They're in Thandor.
Well, yes. I just mean to have them operating under Otto's like command / Pharrell's command in the event that the army shows up.
Tyler, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Jamiroquai in charge? Like, isn't he my number 2 who's like in charge of the game when I'm not around?
Kinda, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Kind of. So,
well, it's both him and the bartender.
Jamiroquai and Gareth were working together in tandem with your gang to try to find where Silver went.
So it seems like the gang is already working with the government.
No, for sure. Are we ditching them? I'm saying this as Kyle. Are they not going to be our backup coming with us for this? Because we're about to go up against the tide.
They need to stay just in case that army gets there.
But that's 2 dudes.
2 dudes who are, one's in charge of all the guards and the other's in charge of my gang.
No, Pharrell's in charge of the guards.
That's okay. To be fair, you can definitely bring your boyfriend. Jamiroquai needs to stay because he's like one of the leaders.
You can't. No. Hear me out. I hear what you're saying with Jamiroquai being your second in command.
Yeah.
What if I called in a favor, whether or not he chooses to answer me, from Twist? Twist could run a gang. Twist was running his own gang up in fucking...
A couple things.
I don't think Duradera's there yet.
Duradera, as far as you know, has not returned.
Oh, true.
And you cannot communicate to space.
Not to metagame,
other than if you have like a spell that lets you communicate.
Go shopping with our money? We need Bees back, and he's on Duradera. So Duradera better come back, otherwise we can't do shopping.
Then should I... That's actually way better.
Wait, did we ever get a way to talk to Bees?
I was just about to say, Duradera, that's why we can't talk to him.
The only way y'all could contact them is if y'all have one of those spells that lets you like sending or whatever the spell is that lets you message with anyone, like
if we can
on any plane of existence or whatever. If we can postpone our mountain
journey because the mountain's not going anywhere, we go to Thandor, drop some information off to them / check on Dahlia / get that shit in order a little bit. I'm not saying dilly-dally, spend all that time. We let them know we're going on another expedition,
keep 10 toes down here in fucking Thandor, ready to fucking pop off. We go with Gareth. I guess Jamiroquai doesn't have to come with us, but I honestly don't see why Jamiroquai has to go back. I get that he's your second in command. If you let the boys know, hey, tell the gang, even if you told Jamiroquai while we went talk to Otto and them, go run, tell the gang, until I get back, listen to Pharrell.
So hear me out, and this is a little just above board. I kind of want to switch out the NPC.
Above.
Yeah, no, it is. I want to switch out the NPCs we've got running with us because we've got a lot of characters I really like.
Do you want Sadie then?
Like Sadie would be lovely. I would love.
Well, here's my thought.
I can't remember.
Y'all are gonna have to also discuss these characters as to whether or not they would want to.
If Duradera is back, I'd love our pilot friend to come along with us.
Finn,
that would be
this
lovely.
is my thing.
Finn.
You have to
I
think.
would love Finn and
you have to think. I understand the necessity of wanting to change out NPCs.
Yeah.
We also have two of the strongest NPCs we know with us. If we're being for real, like out of the ones that actually have shown combat, these two boys actually
Sadie's not really combat-y.
Sadie, yes.
Definitely true. I think Jamiroquai's fighting prowess might be a little overstated with that statement.
No,
but he is competent. He's competent.
I don't.
Gareth is.
I don't mean in like a historic
100%
sense.
bring your boyfriend.
I don't mean in a historic sense. I mean in the sense of like during this fight with Pyle, Jamiroquai showed out and was able to fucking take a command in the midst of battle.
He did a lot. He came through.
This is Kyle speaking. He has potential.
Showed leadership quality.
He's got potential. Exactly right.
Yes,
and if you don't want to fucking run the gang, like if you want to be a figurehead type fucking mobster boss by the end of this, my dude, you're going to need somebody getting in the dirt, getting sloppy, being the actual person that you aren't. You're stepping back, being the businessman in J3B, running a crime. Plans are falling into place. I just think that we need some muscle with us because we don't know what the Tide's going to have with them. We assume that the Tide's going to send the army to fuck off. I think the Tide would lead the army. So if we're going to run into the Tide, we're going to probably hit the army before they do.
The vision did show the Tide in a palanquin at the back of the army, like following with the group, like moving with the army.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, we can send Jamiroquai back. I don't mind. I'm just trying to think of who can we call hot right now to come with us on this expedition.
I think it's also possible that, like, we might actually be...
H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
Some of...
I get
some of this might not actually. At the end of the day, these NPCs do have free will, so I think we should see.
If you didn't want to, we could trade out Jamiroquai for 3 lovely young men in fuck.
I'd be more interested in getting Brad Pitt because of fucking.
Oh boy! No, but I mean, I guess Tammy football might.
So
not, I don't know.
let
give us Brad Pitt, but
let me say to you what I have written right here in front of me is that. Fuck isn't planning on coming with you all, but you could convince them.
I don't think, but I
don't think Carveth would want to take.
But also, I say they're not planning in the sense that they don't have plans like that.
Right.
Like they don't make plans as far as.
Well, I thought about it too, and I forgot they're little kids. I say fuck it. if you think Jamiroquai would be better served in town, put him in town. But I think having Jamiroquai and Gareth with us, like rather than Sadie, like Sadie would be maybe transportation and food.
If I'm being honest, if I'm trying to be like
in morale
entirely this is very metagamey. We have a lot of friends, and it would make sense that we'd want to bring them. But game mechanics wise, us bringing our 12 friends is not good for Tyler and balancing.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's why I was like, we have the party comp. We have the party comp we have.
Yeah.
We have the party comp we have right now, and that went fine for the Pyle fight. Everybody kind of had a moment to shine and stuff. So that's
and they both had their moment to shine, and also they're not the most talkative people in the world, and that feels like it makes sense.
Right, but whenever there is downtime RP, Gareth and Jamiroquai are both good for some really good RP, I will say. As much as you're playing the characters you have a good way of delineating their personality types. So it's
much more that I kind of miss Sadie and Finn.
We're going back.
I miss Finn.
Listen, we're going back. We can stop him before we leave as usual. Give Sadie the whole tea of everything that's gone down. Get some grits, dip.
Before we wrap up this conversation, can I get a... I don't have D&D Beyond open. Can I get a...
Investigation, perception,
wisdom check from Bon, or from all three of you?
I think I have advantage on wisdom-based checks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not a save, just a check.
No, I know. Yeah, I got you.
Just in case.
Hey, excellent news. I rolled a 4, so 5.
Okay.
Ooh. That
10.
one was great. It was a 19 first roll. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 19. That last one was a 4. 19 plus 3, 22.
Before this, I'm sorry about it, Matt. I tried to leave it up to fate. Before this conversation wraps up, you remember that Carveth has yet to mention anything of his vision.
No, I know, because he was also in real life trying to remember his fucking vision.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't.
Kyle,
he wasn't.
Above board, he is hiding his vision, and Alandi is pretty sure he's hiding his vision. But
So that was a fake, I don't know?
Correct.
No, you misunderstood what he said. He and I were talking, and like
He went,
when
like he
yeah,
had,
well,
like,
yes, that wasn't a I can't remember. That was a I don't want to say.
Yeah.
I was looking at Matt's face.
The other characters. No, I promise you, Kyle.
For whatever reason, Matt doesn't want to share. Alandi clocked
I will
the
say
fact
I did roll for the other characters, Matt, and Kyle is the only one who successfully remembered.
That's an insight check.
At least remembered enough to.
I was just about to say, can I make an insight check on him to see if I know he's bullshitting me?
You can make it. You can make an insight for sure.
That's another 19. 19 plus 5, 24.
You can tell that Carveth doesn't want to really say what's up. Is that how you're feeling, Matt?
I would say so, yeah.
Hey, man. He kind of just gestures to you. Got any pieces to this puzzle you want to throw out?
What do you mean? I mean, we're going to Thandor. That's...
What do I mean? What do I mean? And I unfurl the fan and I bop him on the nose.
Ow,
we all had visions.
Yeah.
Don't you make me hate you like I hated my brother for the whole space adventure.
Achoo.
Is it something?
You got over that one real quick, so you're probably going to be okay, Carveth.
Alandi sneezes.
Listen.
Nice.
I understand that you might be trying to protect us from something. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just too scared to say what you saw. I almost died a while ago to a guy we should have apologized to. Yeah. I bet he made that face, and you can't hide that shit. Carveth made that fucking face.
No, he didn't.
Bud.
He didn't. No,
Hey,
here, I promise. You know what? No, it's fine.
That's such a brother thing. You can't undo that. Matthew.
I liked it.
Carveth made that face. I'm sorry,
God.
Carveth. I think I'm going to have to step in and say Carveth made that face.
Look, let's just say, like, you guys...
Just be frank with me, man. Tell me what it is. We're brothers.
I really don't want to... I just don't feel comfortable talking about it at this specific moment.
Okay.
Look, I understand where you're coming from.
I don't think you do, because that involves
something. Let me just say this, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like something that Carveth would like. This is one of those weird things where it's in between two actual people players.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to, speak in, but like one thing you could ease his mind with is your vision was unrelated to their other two visions.
Yeah.
Like, it's not pertinent to that.
I just don't see, like, I don't see how my, like, vision would really be helpful, if that makes sense. Like,
well, it would. Well, I feel as though you're the only one who know, right? Like, I don't know.
It's between him and God.
So again, I'm leaving you to it, I guess. Kind of hate you anyway.
Look,
No, too late.
Don't.
No. Oh, so sorry. Bond's not here right now. Please leave a message. And I'm just going to walk over to Alandi and hold his hand.
To the listener.
Alandi gets the biggest smile. He's like, what did I do to earn this?
I'm making someone jealous. You shut up.
The listener is like clenching their jaw right now, just trying to make it by. I just... I don't want to give any of you any.
We're over here where the people who are sharing things are.
Yeah,
this is the sharing.
Y'all haven't been able to listen to the episode yet.
Alandi
This is
tries
the sharing
to
portion of the group. If you want to stand over here and share things and speak on things, you can stand over here. If you've got things to keep close to the chest, Carveth, well, you can stay over there.
Can I just say, if you've
I got a little sass. Listen, this is not the time to not divulge information, even if it's not important.
Here's what I will give you.
Think about what's happened for Alandi today. He got to murder a loose end.
No,
his brother is holding his hand.
I'm playing it up as the kid.
I know you can. I know you can take this. Like you can see this, Kyle. But Bon, with your really good insight check, not only does Carveth not really like he's obviously trying to skirt telling you guys, but you can tell that he's like
Carveth. So
what is the mood you can't help but output right now? So like I don't want to just say it for you, but
so I think it's very fitting that Bon specifically is the one that noticed that that Carveth hasn't said anything about
Kyle
his
just
vision.
us doing this to him.
So I what I'll say is what you probably pick up on, and probably the reason you're thinking about it is Carveth's been looking at you a lot.
Yeah. No, I've listen. You, Matthew, have made it feel like I'm like, oh man, whatever. You know, this is fun, funny. But it's like, it translates as what would be happening in the room with Bon and Carveth, where you're just like longingly staring at him. He's like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? We're trying to figure this shit out. Are you good? Don't worry about it. It's just we've really had a good time together. Just hand I just weirdly I just want you to know. I just want you to know. I
just want you to know.
I would do.
This is one of those weird things where, you know, in a few weeks, if this hasn't come out, Kyle could just listen to the episode.
Oh, and I will. And I'm gonna.
And he's gonna.
I'm my biggest fan.
And Alandi's walking on sunshine.
Yeah, you all wrap up this conversation in one way or another and prepare to head back to Thandor. Are we sending the fuckboys off after Pyle's mother? Like,
no,
for real? Was that a real thing? Or?
Clear,
look,
I think
don't listen to what he was saying. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest. That whole fight, no, Alandi, I see you. Look, I could literally see you right now. No, don't.
He's mouthing, "Do it."
Don't do it. Oh my god.
I also whispered, "I will pay you."
Bon, also, what the fuck? Like, no. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel good. Did you guys feel good about killing those people?
I felt great.
I think once I figured out that we were kind of the cause of his suffering, it wasn't that I felt great about like beating a man who was going to kill us because he was in a fugue state. I mean, but it was like, it was karma. It was kind of just desserts, right? Like it was the fruits of our terrible, terrible labor. And they came, they came ripe, and we got to pick them. And you know, I mean, it's this. If I feel the same as how things shook out with Barney, where like, yeah, these people and these circumstances happened as we were kind of single-mindedly trying to get our goals accomplished, but that doesn't mean that the actions we take haven't affected a lot of people. And then the inaction we've taken, actually, because of the earthquakes and the tide following us and all this shit. I think we're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. I think it's best we move forward trying to repair and fix
through any
anything we've messed
obstacles that
up.
come in our way. I'm with you. Me and Bono on the same page.
That is not what he said.
No, that's not what I said at all. I said if
charge
we
through people and obstacles that get in our way while we're on a mission.
We're taking accountability is what I'm saying.
Bond.
I think a lot of people in this world could use a bit of taking accountability, and the number one on my list for sure of that is the tide.
I mean, Alandi.
No, it's the tide. Like, as much as
they stole our mom. I'm with you.
I don't know what they did with our mom, quite frankly. But they've come to us clearly feeling as though they might have bitten a bit off more than they could chew when dipping in with Silver here. They didn't want Silver to do this. They tried to warn us that Silver could kill us. They were worried about his loose cannonness. We had these visions, and they played around with something they probably didn't fully understand, and now their base is a Crystal Dome piece. I think it's time for us to confront whatever this is. I think as much as they'd like to play it, you know, a little close to the chest and like this mysterious thing. I think something happened with them that we're the cause of. I think the tide is coming in because of something we maybe butterfly effect style maybe we had no actual part in it. But if any of these encounters we've run into have had anything in common, it's that our presence was kind of already a bit there before we even got there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
History about our mothers, history about our involvement with the tide, the acolyte. It all has come back to something to do with us. The markings. And he pulls, well, his robes are kind of half open already. He just pulls them open. These, the marking of the lasting.
My boys,
all of this shit's connected, even if it's the thinnest thread possible.
I think you guys are overthinking some of this stuff. We have to kill the tide because the tide is trying to kill us.
Yeah,
the details are interesting, but don't matter. At the end of the day, if the tide lives, we die.
Not?
That's literally not true. Like, the details always matter.
No. What I mean is like
anything.
Does Alandi believe that?
What I mean is like
yeah, inside check.
Let me be clear. The details are interesting, but why they're doing the things they're doing is like interesting. But at the end of the day, the tide is trying to kill us.
I don't think that's
I don't
true.
need to know any more about them.
They've
tried to kill us repeatedly.
No, listen.
They threw a fireball at us like before the
that may not have been
to be fair, they never got to throw it.
They first of all,
they were gonna.
From what I'm understanding and having actually spoken with these fools, they don't want us dead. I think they want us at a weakened state so that they can come in and scoop up the pieces. Yes,
because we're the congruence. The congruence was in us the whole time.
That's
not.
That's what the J stands for.
Jagruits?
Is that Jamiroquai saying that?
No, that was the dark one.
Oh God.
I just feel like we've been really on like a weird like morality.
How are you, of all people, after the shit you've been through, not understanding that that's kind of what the universe has been fucking telling us with most of this?
I consistently try my best to ignore the universe. It's a problem.
Hey man, and that's why you get addicted to caffeine pills and your brother punches you in the face.
I'm not addicted. Do you have any?
No, I ate them all because I went through a small bout of addiction myself.
Imagine caffeine change liquors.
Oh no!
Espresso change liquors, like they different
Was
coffee
that
flavors.
God giving Alandi a thought?
Oh yeah,
Alandi
just business idea.
Alandi fully checks out because he just got an idea. And he's like,
Alandi floats 2 feet off the ground for like 0.5 seconds as his brain is filled with knowledge, esoteric and dark knowledge.
The merchandising.
As much as you want to poo-poo and naysay all over it and say it ain't that deep, I think it is in fact.
No. So
that deep.
I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to say. I'm not saying it's not that deep. What I'm saying is like.
What are you saying?
Yes, because it sounds like
he's trying to figure it out still, I think.
No, what I'm trying to say is like. If you're like, imagine we're in the woods with a bear and the bear's coming to kill us.
Okay.
Does it actually matter if the bear is
gun
a mother
would go off. What?
or if the bear is starving? No. At the end of the day, you and that bear have to fight, and one of you is going to live. And how you got there?
That is not the case. You could also just run away.
Yeah, or the bear might go somewhere else.
Wait.
I'm going to disagree. Also, Alandi.
Actually,
this analogy. This is what
there's lots of scenarios where it doesn't end in either person dying. Not even to say that this is directly applicable or not to your situation.
Why do
I just
people
don't think
always
it's
just have to die?
a great
Okay,
analogy.
all right. Let me rephrase because I feel like you guys are getting too caught up on the murder, and the murder is just.
This is overly complicated already.
We had a problem. We need to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Why the problem exists is interesting, but we still have to solve the problem either way. That's all I was saying.
No, what?
Yeah,
you're
also
question.
ignoring. Yeah, you're also ignoring the fact that you just said that they have a whole army. It doesn't sound like they just want to kill you. Like, there's obviously some underlying other stuff that's worrying and more than just interesting going on, I bet.
I'll say this.
You don't make an army because you just want to kill 3 boys.
I think.
I don't think we'll.
I think from the interactions. I think from the interactions I've had with my 2 brothers just now in like the last 10 minutes. I think whatever you 2 want to do with what you have in your minds is your business. I'm gonna go to Thandor. I'm gonna talk to Dahlia. I'm gonna get some information, and then I'm going to head north to the mountains with or without you.
Because wait, hold on. What did I say to make that? That was my plan, Bond.
No. Your plan is straight up go to mountain punch thing. That's all we got to do. There's no questions to be asked. There's no nuance to be found.
That's not true. We could stab them.
It is.
We could rob them.
Dude,
there's a number of things we could do to them.
No.
I mean,
I like the idea of robbing them.
See?
I think Bond
is a good idea.
I think genuinely Bond just leaves. I'm tired of trying to make you hear what I'm saying. I'm just going to go do some
Maybe
stuff.
like the past 30
Listen,
minutes.
I've got to say, Tyler's confused by this whole...
Yes! This is insane.
I feel like, and I don't mean this... I don't mean this like in a mean way or anything. I felt like you were trying to make a point or say something like...
So I was
kind of profound, and then it like kind of got off track.
It wasn't meant to be profound. It was
Jeremy.
So literally, and we can cut this. Literally, from Alandi's perspective, they were trying to figure out like the morality of everything that's going on.
Yeah,
and Alandi was. That's not at all what you guys were talking about. You were literally having a discussion.
You're paying
about
attention to the
morality.
surface level things I'm saying, and not the fact that like there's a theme through all of the shit we've gone through and all of the encounters, specifically all of the big encounters we've gone through. Right. There is a through line through all of them. There's no moral stance
directly related
to be clear,
them.
Carveth has been obsessed with the morality. Bond was being obsessed with the deeper meaning of everything. Alandi was trying to interrupt both of those thought processes because at the end of the day...
Because he didn't want to think about it.
No. Well, partially, yes.
The morality that would make more sense to your character to say he just was fucking it over because he was tired of hearing us talk. Whatever you're explaining right now makes no sense.
Hold on. Do you disagree that Bond is obsessed with trying to figure out the deeper meaning of what's happening?
It's not figuring out the deeper meaning of what's happening. These people have spoken directly to Bond. Bond is trying to tell you that all the intimidating and showboating that they're doing is a farce. If we get up in their grill, like actually face to face with them, not visions wise, whether or not it turns into a fight is inconsequential. I think we can figure some shit out. If we followed your plan, like you said, go to the north, check out their base, whether or not this stuff has happened in chronological order. Because I don't know where the tide's at. Kyle doesn't know where the tide's at. Right. Bond doesn't know where the tide's at. So I'm not trying to plan for like this is the final battle moment, but I don't want us to be going to their base of operations without something in mind. I'm trying to keep all the little pieces they've made. Do you not find it... This is Kyle asking you. Do you not find it strange that before this silver fight, the tide was like, don't die, but I mean, we don't really care that you're... Like, isn't that fucking weird to you?
So to be...
there's got to be a deeper thing. Like,
Jeremy,
I'm not looking
the
for
player, is interested in the deeper thing.
Yes.
To Alandi, the conversation you guys were having does not change the next actions we need to take, and so the conversation...
Oh, so what you're saying is that we were talking too much for the podcast medium, so we should shut up and go forward? No. You mean this audio medium where people have to hear us
This is specifically the way Alandi sees things, is like, the morality of it doesn't matter.
Man, I'm learning in this episode alone that
because
both my brothers are kind of assholes.
Because that's
all
the
three
through
of us
line.
assholes.
Let me go ahead and go there as God and just say all of you are.
Yeah. To Alandi, because the conversation would not affect what actions we were about to take, he was trying to say that it basically to Alandi, since the conversation wasn't going to change our actions, the conversation didn't matter. To the player Jeremy, I disagree with that. But Alandi doesn't think
I don't know.
To him,
I just
that
don't
is like
understand
stuff that doesn't matter.
I
think I understand a little more.
I get what you meant, but I don't understand how that keeps progress happening. Like, if you wanted us to just, and then we go to Thandor, we could have done that, but I was doing a thing where I was like, re-establishing some theories and things that have been thrown out.
I think you explaining it that way, I see it more in the sense of countering what Carveth was saying. I don't think it necessarily...
It wasn't necessarily meant to counter what Bond was doing. It was more...
Yeah, but I lost my train of thought, so now it just kind of feels like I was also rambling with nothing.
No, but Carveth being like, I feel like we, should just wait in Thandor. As a response to that, like, I more so agree.
Yeah, no, I think, and this goes back to, like, I don't know how much of this we're going to keep, but we talked in text. Yeah. Like, Bond is done with our bullshit of, like, the way we dilly-dally about it. Whatever he's saying about this stuff is genuine him, like, putting pieces on the board. Yeah. My initial plan with Bond was to go back to Thandor. That's why I agreed with yours, to go to talk to Dahlia about trying to find information vis-a-vis the visions or any of my library connections that I've made throughout this entire game, any information about the Tide, because I don't want to just go, we got a vision of where they're at in the north. We've never been anywhere. We're from a small village in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We're going to go north and then what? Does the map work still? Like, we don't know these things.
I do want to be clear in that I was speaking as Alandi, not as Jeremy. You wanting prep, Bond wanting prep, totally makes sense. And that is just not how Alandi operates.
Then we go to Thandor, Tyler. There's a whole lot of nothing happening.
Yeah, so we're all gonna head to Thandor. We're gonna say our goodbyes with the fuck boys, at least for now. Yeah, no, I have. The truth is, I have no idea how much of that was or wasn't usable, but there was a lot of really good stuff in there.
I love how all of that
this is what I wanted this episode to be.
Yes, like
I was planning on us just having these discussions. So that's great.
I loved how all of this stemmed from Jeremy trying to get these kids to go kill a mom.
Yeah.
That
of a person that we killed randomly.
To tell her, hey, your family's dead. I'm sorry.
Hemorrhoid did nothing wrong.
I know. I think that's what like Carveth was trying to say.
Wait, that is true. Why is that not true?
We just killed him.
He worked in a place with a pit of dead bodies and a booby trap.
But
he was a part of the
That doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean a damn thing. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You don't know why he worked there. You don't know what his...
He was trying to send his son to college.
We literally didn't even know his name until we opened his wallet. Like, we knew nothing.
He could have been enslaved by them for all you know. You didn't have enough information to make the judgment call you're making right now.
You guys are literally, like... That particular Nazi soldier was just following orders, so it doesn't count.
Why Pyle exists is because we had no information about this man, and it turns out he was a good guy with a son who loved him. Go fuck yourself, Jeremy.
What they did or were doing, you have absolutely, literally zero grounds with which to compare it to the systematic murdering of a race of people. Like,
here's what I mean. Here's what I mean.
I understand where you're coming from by saying, like, oh, they're just following orders. Like, that's not even what I'm saying was happening. You're saying that them following orders of a place that has a pit
of dead bodies.
That...
Literally, the best
that
case
could be
scenario.
A defensive pit. You don't know anything.
The best case scenario. They were a den of tiny thieves.
We didn't know that.
We didn't have any.
You did not know that yet. You did not know that yet.
That's true. All the information we had whenever we killed him, was that there was a trail of blood.
Yeah.
We fell into a spike trap that had killed so many people that it was ineffective.
To be fair, the person that the trail of blood you were following was a bad guy. So this group of other people attacked the bad guy you were chasing.
They had a death pit.
Oh, he ignored that.
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
It does. Literally.
And
that's why
I think that's why Carveth was saying.
Bond wasn't just saying a bunch of like nonsense. Like that actually made me remember my train of thought. Like, look at Pyle. Look at what we did with Barney. I know there's shit that's happened. The whole theme, this is Kyle now talking. The whole theme of everything that has been the universe has been trying to tell us through this shit is, yeah, that person hurt you. Yeah, that person did a bunch of fucked up shit to you. You don't have to do the same thing. You don't have to mindlessly do that
that's
shit.
true. That's a true.
A lot of the
theming
through that is like, so what if they fuck you over? Move the fuck on. And our characters historically get stuck on revenge. That was a whole plot line for me.
I'll have
and
you
Bond
know,
is literally at this point, especially with Pyle, like that echoing the stuff that happened on Duradera with Barnaby towards the end, and how he kind of tried to save face, not in the sense of like to save his own ass, but like he realized that like, yeah, you got revenge, good. There's an entire city of people now that are lost because you killed a dude. Yes. What the fuck responsibility are you going to take?
I will say, like, in agreement with what you're saying, Kyle, I think you're totally... I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I think...
Like,
Bond,
I mean, outside of your story and what you're trying to do...
No, yeah. But the Bond and Alandi specifically wanting some active retribution against... Barnabas. I think it's awesome that Carveth was the one that got to kill him, because he did that because he felt like it was the right thing to do, not because he had a personal thing he was trying to accomplish, or like a vendetta or something like that.
Literally, even talking about this, you're making me kind of like empathize and realize why he might not be telling me what, like, as Kyle. Like, Bond's not going to feel this thing, but Kyle's like, what does that information do for Bond? It just might send him on another thing or make him like overthink some shit, you know? Like, Bond doesn't truly need to know. Bond wants to know. Kyle knows. Now looking at it, it's like,
reasonable person would want to know.
That's a kind thing of you to do, to try to save your brother, because you see him on this path of trying to step away from this kind of like one-track mindness, which like, shout out to Carveth, even though you're so silent, like that's such a grown, mature thing for you to have
silent
done.
But deadly.
Carveth is by far the most mature brother.
No, I agree with
like this
like,
it didn't start this
so,
way.
like,
I don't know if it started this
so,
way,
like,
but Carveth has very much surpassed the other two of you. The two of you reverted a lot in Duradera.
So, to be clear, I genuinely think Alandi is very one-track mind, and he just thinks if we go down the track fast enough, we'll get to mom. And so you guys slowing the track down to be like the morality of the track and all that stuff, he's just like, gross, doesn't matter.
This is the best way. This is the greatest way to put it. Bond is basically trying to say, without bloviating or anything, don't lose the forest for the trees. Like, I fully see where your mind's at. I understand the one-trackness of it, and trying to like, and at the end of the day, we want to reunite our families and shit. Like, figure out the stuff with our real moms and our mom. Like,
what cost?
But also have something to come back to. Have like, you know what I mean? Have like things to like keeping on the track of like, we've got to stop the tide. What that looks like, we don't know. And I think Bond is in a point in his journey where he genuinely doesn't know what he wants to do. And you're very gung-ho, and he feels that emotion too. He's felt that for a long fucking time. But I don't think where Bond's at now, especially after learning about Pyle and everything, and that whole fight, that was really like, there's so much stuff that lined up with literally our first encounter with the Acolyte. Like, I'm seeing so many threads and through lines, even with Tyler revealing how Carveth stole the kill from us. That echoes us not getting the chance to take revenge on fucking the Acolyte. Like,
and dude, none
Tyler
of these
didn't
things,
plan that.
Like, so few of these things have been unintentional. That's exactly what I was about to say.
And that's what I was saying earlier.
And that's what comes with all of you just understanding your characters and the situations well.
I think where I'm at now is, I agree with Alandi. We do need to, his whole plan through line. Thandor, then to the north. Yes. I think that we do need to rein in our J3B-ness. I think we need to we need to be less J3B, and we need to be more Jeb. Does that make sense? Because Jeb feels like when we're on our shits, we're all locked in. And I feel like we've all got collective clues to stuff, and then Carveth's thing steps in over here that we're not going to really touch on, but I get it. Like I get it, but whatever. But like, when we go to Thandor, we got to get information first and foremost. We got to give information. Then, I guess, figure out the NPC thing. I don't think we should get hung up on that.
No, I don't think we should. Here's what I actually want. Hey, Tyler, can you just naturally make the NPCs that come with us so that we don't try to get metagame?
Yeah. And also,
I'll look through and see what makes sense. I'm going to vote
right now. Regardless of what happens, before we leave, we eat at not the Breadcrumb, Flavor Town.
Yes. Oh, we will. That is, yes.
We eat at Flavor Town.
Obviously.
That's when we...
That's like where the gang meets back up, regroups.
So we walk to Thandor.
We're going to do that in the next one.
I think this was a very good, like, as much as it had a action-packed pieces of what makes J3B goofy and aggravating and, like, why certain fans always stick around with us. Like, I love this shit so much because, like, in our chaos, we fucking realize, I'm starting to see their point of view. It's like we're becoming brothers.
Yes.
We're becoming.
Oh, by the way, this Jeremy just had this thought, and it may or may not be a funny final thought. Do you guys think it's foreboding at all that it seems like all the men in our family keep dying and the women are the only ones that live? Our grandpa died.
Fair, we don't know if our moms are alive.
I don't like that, Matt. I don't like the way you said, I don't know about men dying.
Andy and Jeremy might have just realized what his vision was.
Look,
the men in our family have a poor track record.
Here's what I'll leave us with. This was a weird hybrid, wonderful, proper Tavern Talks
behind
kind of
the
style
curtain.
episode.
Call this one Behind the Curtain.
2 episodes from now
will be the 100th episode special of Wanderful, a somewhat D&D podcast. Y'all heard us hint at it before, but we're coming at y'all with some fresh stories. We're doing an episode inspired by a podcast that we, or at least Kyle, Matt, and I used to love. I don't know if Jeremy ever really listened to it much.
I did. I listened to it with you
called
guys.
Fantasy Fiction. Okay, I couldn't remember.
I think me and Jeremy literally went on a road trip as
we
I
did.
don't know if we say our name back in the day, and I used to listen. I used to play Fantasy Fiction for him.
It's literally
but
what
we're
going
to do an episode. Each of us is writing a short story that is going to be very goofy, very comedy, very immature, and silly.
Bring
and
your
stupid.
silly hats and
bring
boys
your
out
silly
there.
hats. I'm gonna buy a 40.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I'm either gonna buy a 40 or I'm gonna get some nice The Kind. I was gonna say, if you live in a state that it's legal, and hell, you know what? Fuck the dang old government. Roll you up a nasty little
where you went.
Roll you up a fatty boom batty. I'm talking a long Gandalf whisker of a joint, like it's a lot in it's a lot in there, but it looks like a vuvuzela, like real long boy. And you take that to the dome piece, you put on some Dio in the background, and you listen to us talk about some goofy nonsense.
Yeah, so we're gonna be coming back in hot with some stories. It's gonna be a long episode, so get yourself something and
imbibe with us.
It's gonna be vibe. It's gonna be a good time, a good chill time. So we'll see you then, and then after that we'll get back into J3B arriving in Thandor.
Yes.
Anyone have something they want to leave off with?
Don't forget, everyone, always remember.
Remember.